rehearse the thing where we go, hello, 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 hello. We didn't have to rehearse it. We just did, didn't we?
Close enough.
Well, I think that was pretty exciting.
Okay, see you next week.
Hey, everybody. Good morning to you. We're getting ready to go. How about you? Let's all go together, shall we? All right. Here we go. Welcome to the In Wheel Time Car Talk Show. Just ahead, we talked to Clint Cox with Tx4wd. I guess that's wheel drive.
Yeah, 4WD.
4WD. Mars reviews the Ram 2500. Plus, we'll have the events calendar. Later, we'll talk to Richard Tomlin about the PRI show and the SCCA race coming to MSR Houston. And we'll have a look, of course, as we always do, at stories making automotive news headlines today. Howdy, along with Mike out of this world Mars, my twin brother in the black shirt.
Oh, gosh.
The return of His Highness.
And the
ladies
rest of
and
them,
gentlemen, King Conrad DeLon.
Glad to be back.
We need more Jeff Zekin with his Cadillac shirt.
Oh, absolutely.
And I'm Buzz Lightyear. Glad you could join us. Thank you for joining us.
But you're not a fan of electric cars,
Did he have an electric car?
so how could you
No.
be Buzz Lightyear?
I don't know.
He had a battery-powered space vehicle.
Oh. Well,
That's
what
too much
powered George Jetson's car?
Neutrons, something nuclear. Nuclear.
Nuclear.
The Pointer Sisters.
The Pointer Sisters. Hey, it's a great Saturday morning. Live from Houston, Texas. It's the In Wheel Time Car Talk
Not
Show.
anymore.
Yeah. And obviously the madness has begun. The caffeine has kicked in, and we're all raring to go.
If you say so.
Raring.
Raring.
Raring to go. Mm-hmm. So, Conrad, you didn't bring back a souvenir hammer or anything from California?
Spent a lot of time with the family, which was fun.
Yeah.
Went to Rochelle's place. She just, she sold her house back in April and bought her a new house, a new build.
Where is she?
Clovis, California, which is a suburb of Fresno. So it's
Okay.
still in Fresno.
All right. And what is she doing these days?
She's still doing event planning and wedding planner.
Okay. Gotcha.
Ready to do yours.
I'm good right now. Thanks.
Okay.
Thanks for asking. We're going to fly her in?
Sure.
Sure. Uh-huh. You can go ahead and flip that bill.
Probably would.
Mr. Mars, how have you been this week, sir?
Been good this week.
And he obviously preoccupied over there with somebody
Well, our
or doing
guest, I'm
something.
trying to get our first guest, trying to get the audio test with him, but it was a good week. We had actually got some stuff done.
Without the internet?
Up until the internet crashed yesterday. But
that seems to be an ongoing issue over there in the Neederville intergalactic area.
Yes, it's the satellite, the cloud cover, and the satellite doesn't come through.
The cloud cover and the satellite. The cloud cover is caused by pollution.
Over there.
So we're going to blame it on global warming that I can't get internet sometimes.
That's it, global warming.
Everything else seems to be working.
Because when you come over is that the Sunshine Bridge? What's that bridge you come over from Orange?
The Orange Bridge. The Rainbow Bridge.
The Rainbow Bridge. And you just kind of
That's
see
that's
all
the
of...
one that your dog passes over when they pass on, the Rainbow Bridge.
Oh. I thought it was a San Francisco thing. No, that's the Golden Gate Bridge.
Same.
But when you drive over that into Port Arthur, Nederland from at night, the whole city's glowing orange.
From the fires, from the flare stacks of the refinery.
Yes.
In the orange
I can't hear you, Mike. Yeah, you got to put your microphone on to be able to talk.
You're saying that and the orange lights they use
The safety lights. That way, because they don't want you to see the green. Everybody glowing green.
Okay, that's it.
Yep.
And Jeffrey,
Yes, sir.
how's the Cadillac running?
Good. Yep.
Good.
Yep,
Good to
everything's
hear.
fine.
Was it not running good?
No.
No, I was just
perfect.
checking.
You just checking.
Yeah. Well, it's going to be an exciting morning. Is our first guest ready to go?
Yes, sir. I believe so.
All right, well, let's just give it an old shot here and talk to Mr. Clint Cox with Texas 4-Wheel Drive. Clint, hello. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you, gentlemen?
Wow, you sound really good this morning coming through the intergalactic space connection that we have with you this morning.
So do you, actually. That's what I hear.
Okay, well, that's good to know. Texas 4-Wheel Drive, where are you based out of?
Houston.
Houston, Texas. Okay,
Yes, sir.
Very good. Well, I would imagine with the popularity of 4-wheel drive SUVs, Jeeps, Broncos, and whatever homemade thing that you've got, or that's always what I've always wanted.
Homemade?
A homemade 4-wheel drive, kind of like a Myers-Manx, but my own creation. And I just think that would be really cool.
could do that
Do
to
you
your
have
vet.
any of those things in your club?
Let's do it to your vet.
Did we lose him?
I'm sorry?
Did we lose you?
No, I'm here.
Okay.
I was just trying. I'm still having trouble understanding.
So do you have any homemade 4-wheel drive vehicles in the club?
Homemade?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. They are typically of the tube chassis LS motor 1-ton variety. Nothing. Nothing like a Myers-Manx.
Okay. Well, that's okay. It doesn't mean it had to be a Myers-Manx. It could be anything.
No. I mean, usually, so me and my friends usually say that to go off-road, especially in an off-road club and some of the terrain that we tackle, you pretty much have to be, you're about 90% mechanic, fabricator, and 10% driver.
Yeah.
Because things like this happen.
Yes, I can only imagine. So I would imagine also that you have a friend/spotter to help you not get into trouble like that behind you.
Sometimes, yeah. Usually, I mean, we're doing some pretty difficult trails that require that. We just can't see out. We can't see everything.
Correct.
So
I know from my little experience that I have when I was given the opportunity to drive, for instance, a Jeep Wrangler, 4-wheel drive, had all the gearing, the correct stuff to get over.
were you out in San Antonio?
Near the San Antonio area, Kenneby Ranch to be specific. You really got to be on your game. Speed is not your friend. And
No.
you got to really point the wheels in the direction that you want to go and look to make sure it's not going to slip off of some rock and have you going sideways down the hill.
Or slip off of a rock and puncture a tire, or pop a bead.
Yeah. So, I mean, there's a lot to it. It's tons of fun and very challenging depending on the course.
It can be, yeah.
Yeah. So where do you guys go?
So we go all over. So Texas is private. 97% of Texas is privately owned. So there's not like BLM land like Utah, Colorado, stuff like that. So we end up going to actual private parks
Yep.
that people develop throughout the state.
Where do you go around Houston?
I'm sorry?
Where do you go around Houston?
You don't?
Ah. Okay. Good. That's it.
You have to travel somewhere, clearly. And do you trailer or do you drive to the locations?
No,
Both.
that thing gets trailered everywhere it goes.
Yeah. Well, that's understandable.
Well, with the gear ratio, I'm sure you want a trailer, something like that.
Yeah.
It'd be expensive.
Unless
to
you
drive
could get there at 35 miles an hour.
at
Well,
wide
no,
open
actually,
throttle.
that thing has got it's actually got decent road manners. It'll cruise comfortably about 65 miles an hour at about 2,200 RPMs.
That's not bad.
Now, with 40-inch tall tires and 539 gears, it does okay.
539. Wow. It sounds like some of the drag racers that I used to know back in the day. What do you got? What kind of rear end you got in that thing? Oh, it ain't no 410. We got a 539 in it. We're only doing 10,000 RPM as we cross the quarter mile in fourth gear.
So you say there's really no place in the Houston area. when I got my first H2, I went out to Spring Creek out there on the north side.
I used to go out there.
So, but that's not available anymore.
No, Spring Creek has been privately developed years ago into what it is now. I think it's just a nature area and a nature park. Around Houston itself, inside of Houston, Houston and very small surrounding areas, there's not really much. There's just a bunch of mud parks, and I'm not really interested in doing mud stuff.
No, because that's a whole other category.
It is. So for me to go out, for me and my buddies to go out, I mean, you load them on the trailer and you're committed to at least 2, 3 hour, 4 hour, 5 hour drive.
Yeah.
Isn't there a place up near Madisonville, up 45 near Madisonville? I see signs for it. Is that not something you guys would go to?
That is another flatland mud park. I mean, in order to get to any kind of geographic, something that we would actually want to tackle, like hills or stuff like that, you'd have to go to either East Texas or around Austin, north of Austin area.
Like, isn't there a park over there by Marble Falls somewhere?
Hidden Falls.
Hidden Falls. Okay.
We've been at Hidden Falls. That particular picture was taken at an off-road park that is a private, only open 6 times a year, located outside of Llano.
And when you say private, generally, I'm assuming that there's a fee to get on property.
Mm-hmm. Correct.
What are those fees kind of average as you?
Usually they average about $25 to $35 a day.
That's not bad.
That's not bad. Yeah.
Yeah, I was waiting for you to say $35 an hour,
or 100 for the day.
Yeah, 100 for the day. Okay, so let's talk about some of the vehicles. What's the most popular vehicle? I think I know what the answer to this is. The most popular vehicle in your club?
It's a 4-letter word, and it's not a Ford.
Yeah, I got that. And I assume that the second word in that is Wrangler.
Yeah.
I was thinking Yugo.
Yeah. That.
Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot the Yugo.
My other question to you, do you have anybody that's got a Bronco yet, a new Bronco?
I'm sorry?
Do you have anyone that has a Bronco in your organization?
One of the new Broncos.
That was completely garbage. I do apologize.
One of the new Ford Broncos.
Oh, Ford Bronco. Yeah, I mean, we haven't had any. We've had a couple come out, but they're so expensive these days and so expensive to modify that there's not really a whole lot of people that are building them, into legit dedicated rock crawlers. But that's okay. I mean, with Texas 4-wheel drive, we honestly want everyone to come out and everyone to experience being outdoors, being away from the city for a while.
Well, I have to tell you that a couple of weeks ago, I had the opportunity to drive the brand new Ford Bronco Raptor. That is an awesome vehicle, and I can only imagine from the factory, this thing is a factory-made rock crawler, if that's what you want to do with it. It was an awesome vehicle with the twin turbocharged V6 in it. This one had an automatic transmission in it. It worked wonderfully. Paddle shifted. I mean, everything that you could possibly want. It was expensive.
But doesn't that defeat the purpose of rock crawling? Paddle shifters, high horsepower,
Hey,
blah, blah, blah.
Comfort. It depends on what you want, I think.
Because I think, with Clint here, that they're kind of getting back to the basics of the vehicle versus the terrain.
Well, I mean, I would think that traditionally you're correct in the fact that it would be a manual transmission. However, that goes hand in hand with why aren't Corvettes offered in manual transmissions anymore? Because the automatic transmissions have gotten to the point where they're really efficient. And I would imagine the same thing holds true in four-wheel drive.
Yeah, well, that Jeep is a manual, but the most of the guys out there are wheeling. They've converted to automatics. And the horsepower thing, I mean, it's okay. I mean, yeah, it's nice. It's not really necessary. When we're crawling around, we don't really need, we need torque. We don't need horsepower.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Do you have anybody in your club that has the diesel Jeep Wrangler?
I have not. I'm pretty sure we do. I haven't wheeled with them, but yeah, there are some diesels out there.
Because to me, I think that the ultimate would be something with a diesel in it, because that's all what it's all about.
Low end torque.
And it seems to me that it'd be very efficient going through the rocks and the terrain.
But you're also blowing coal in nature, so you're having all that soot and exhaust.
Well, look at you, Mr. Tree Hugger. Oh, my God. You talk about a party pooper, invite Jeff, okay? Yeah, I can't imagine that there would be that many Jeep diesels out there that are blowing soot.
Yeah, that are rolling coal.
Yeah, no.
Well, my experience is, the Jeep crowd tend to leave an area cleaner than they found it.
True. Yeah.
Those that, yes, and especially in clubs, you got people that are well aware of all of that sort of thing. Yeah, I got it. So do you guys have meetings? Do you all just get together for these rock crawls or whatever it is, off-roading parties that you do?
Yeah, we're not really a social club. We'll do some social things. Like after this, I'm going to a social thing. But the most of the time, Texas 4-wheel drive has always been, and I was as well as probably always will be, a wheeling organization, mostly just to provide and facilitate events just for you to get out and enjoy what the sport that is.
And the website is tx4wd.org.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
tx4wd.org.
And it pops up more as a forum than it is a informational website. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct. There is a forum. We're all over Facebook as well. Instagram, you can find us on Instagram. I've got a great group of presidents that organize events, multiple styles of events throughout the year.
At least one of us has a great group of presidents. Sorry. Wrong direction.
I broke. I have a Jeep. And these guys do a great job just organizing them, getting them out there, getting people to show up, showing them what the off-road life is really about, because a lot of people fall in love with the idea, but they don't, when it comes to actually off-roading it, they're like, they get a little nervous and a little scared. We offer 101 classes. We will teach you how to drive it. We will teach you what to look for. We will primer you with the equipment needed. You can't just, you can just go buy a Jeep or an off-roader and go out and explore, but we want you guys to be safe. We want you to be responsible. We try to do it as the old timers used to, and teach, educate, and constantly improve.
Sounds like a great bunch. Yeah, very nice. Well, Clint, it's great to talk to you. TX4wd.org. We appreciate you, sir. Thank you, and Happy New Year.
Excellent. Thank you, gentlemen.
Okay.